Hey everyone, I'm Jim Grant. I thought I'd just go ahead and make a little video because ever since I made the announcement about us being on the E360 TV streaming platform, it's going to be broadcast on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Android TV, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live, mobile phones, and even our website. So it's going to be a global outreach. I've had a lot of different questions, like what's the show about? How'd you get started? And it seemed like the more times that more answers I give, I turn into be more of a pen pal. So I figure, what? I'm just going to start from the very beginning, make a simple, quick video, and hopefully answer everyone's questions. Okay. First of all, the way we got started in broadcast is real simple. I was the MC of the Pathway for Vets event in Colorado Springs in January of 2019. We live streamed that. I come home and I get this message from a guy that says, "Hey, saw you up there in Colorado Springs. You're a great MC guy. You were just la da 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 da. Would you like to be on my podcast?" And I thought, well, sure, that's mighty nice of you. So I responded, yes, and thank you very much, and so forth. He shot me back another message. Would you like your own podcast? I'm going, come on, guy, don't put me together with cheap glue like that. I mean, either I'm going to be on your podcast or I'm not. Don't use that as an opening for a sales pitch. And but that got me thinking, because I was on the radio with a friend of mine before. We broadcasted 5 days a week, 1 hour a day. And I thought, So I talked it over with Don McGrath, my partner at speakerspathway.com. And Don says, well, Jim, I don't really see a value there. I don't really think, we don't know anything about it. And I said, well, I know something about it. And he said, well, we can do a podcast much cheaper than doing a live broadcast on an internet radio like TogiNet. And I thought, well, yeah, we can. But being, just doing a podcast, that didn't interest me. Doing a live broadcast, okay, that interests me. So we stepped up to the plate. Our very first broadcast on TogiNet, that's TogiNet.com, TogiNet Radio. You can go to shows, and Your Future Is Now. That's our show. We started April the 5th, was our very first broadcast, April the 5th, 2019. So you see, by the time we come back from Colorado Springs and got our first broadcast, we moved on it pretty quickly. And we really enjoyed it. Along around August or September of last year, 2019, I had a desire to do a special type of television show. I wanted to migrate to some type of a TV show. And and I asked a young lady to join me in that effort, and her name is Tamara Blankenship. She was eager, but everything that we tried to get energy going. We tried to get people interested. We tried this, we tried that, but it was kind of like we were spinning our wheels in the mud. So we just, kind of made the decision, okay, it's not a bad decision. Maybe the timing is wrong. And looking back, it was very wrong. But anyway, we kept on broadcasting once a week on TogiNet, and our podcast was downloaded they were automatically interfaced with iTunes, so we were on TogiNet and iTunes. And then we migrated from there, and we're on about 15 different platforms now. We're on Amazon Music. Our radio show's been picked up by, of course, we've been on iTunes since about the second week. And from there, we got picked up by many different places, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio. The list just goes on and on and on. And like I mentioned, we just got picked up a couple of weeks ago on Amazon Music. And we're just very, very thankful for that. But in July, we surpassed 5 million downloads of our podcast, of our radio show. So that gives us a little bit of a background and being able to say, yes, we got some broadcast experience. We know what we're doing, and we do have followers. We do have listeners. So we got a foundation there. Now let me roll back to earlier this year in 2020 when the pandemic hit. We were all restricted to our homes. Everybody was going through the same thing, worrying about if we had enough toilet paper. But we came together, Don and I did, with our executive training directors at speakerspathway.com, and we decided, hey, what can we do to help, number one, to help our members, but also help others during this time of worry, during this time of, people were just, some people were scared. Some people, even today, some people still want to, stay home and live in kind of like solitary confinement and all that. And I'm not knocking those folks. I'm just saying that's how this pandemic affected a lot of people. I mean, all of us didn't know what was going on. And so we just, decided to come together and see what we could do. On Wednesday, March the 18th, we had a meeting. And immediately, I think it was Bill Heinrich. In fact, it was Bill. He just immediately popped up and said, hey, we know a lot of speakers. Let's just put on some webinars, messages of inspiration, hope, and support. We went, hey, that sounds good. So the following Monday on March the 23rd, 2020 was our first broadcast. We were doing 5 broadcasts a week. I was doing Monday through Thursday. Don was doing the one on Friday because I had to cover the radio show. And so that just kind of grew from there and became more and more popular. The show actually got its own heartbeat. It got its own energy behind it, had its own following. And you can feel when something's got energy to it. And we go on and we continue getting more speakers. And we've had well over 200 speakers on that particular webinar series. And then I guess it was about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, I don't recall. A friend of mine, Tamara Hunter, says, hey, would you like me to introduce you to the folks at E360 TV? And I said, they have a streaming TV show. I said, okay. And so a couple of weeks went by, didn't hear anything. And then she got in touch with them. And we communicated a little bit briefly by email. And then since that, to make a long story short, the president of E360TV.com, Aaron Hymas, him and I became great friends. We've talked yesterday. I talked to him in the morning. Today is Thursday, so it was Wednesday. We talked on Tuesday. We communicated on Monday, and also on Sunday. I think we changed Texas a couple of times, but we stay in constant communication because he likes the way I think. I like the way he thinks. So that's how it actually got born. Now, let me get into what the show's about, because people say, what's the show about? Well, it's not a simple show. We're going to be broadcasting Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, just like we did with the original format of the messages of inspiration and hope, okay? We're going to have 3 guests, just everyday people like you and me on there, and each one will get 16 minutes. It will be a full-blown interview rather than just the stage is yours like I do on the show, and it just be a single talking head. It's going to be an interview. And so that's going to be on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and those 9 people are going to be promoted. See, E360 also promotes their shows. So these people are going to get promoted. Plus on Thursday is a very special day. I've got Donna Guimwa from Phoenix, Arizona joining me. Donna and I, we've, every time I've had Marty Haggard on the show, I had him on my radio show. We had him on Donna's show. Donna was a co-host on my show. I was her co-host on her show. So together we just kind of like co-host along. But anyway, we had Marty Haggard on, and I realized then that Donna and I, especially on the second show, I could see and feel that we had a connection. We had the energy. That's what I was looking for. And on that Thursday, it's going to be our VIP guest day. We're talking about folks that are pretty well known, shall I say. And they will be promoted along with the 9 speakers that will be on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, okay? And it's just going to be, like one big, one poster, one snapshot, whatever you want to call it. The VIP guests will be in the center, and all the other speakers will be around them. But they're going to be performing on the same show for that week as the VIP guest speaker. Then on Friday, we're shifting a gear. This fulfills my promise to Tamara Blankenship I mentioned earlier. We're going to put on a show, me and her, called Everyday People we're really looking forward to that. This is where we're going to reach out to the communities, to the small towns, and just find people that are unsung heroes. Because let's face it, the people who are really unsung heroes in their community, they don't want to be labeled a hero. They really don't. So we don't use that word, but I use that word in this video here so you can understand the caliber of person we're looking for. We're looking for the person who goes the extra mile in their community, the person who is a valuable asset to the community. We want to be able to interview that person and also talk about what they do in their life and what they like to do, fish, their hobbies, whatever, so on and so forth. But the last third section of the show, it will actually be about where they're from, the city, the community, the features and things to see there. What's special about that place, because they're going to be boosting, the excuse me, the tourism, because tourism is a major industry in the United States. It employs about 7 to 8 million people. There's all kind of figures out there, but one thing, I'll just keep it simple. We know that tourism is valuable to every small town. In fact, some towns, that's their biggest drawing card, is tourism. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. That's what we do. That's how we did it. And that's how it all came about. Neither one, Don and I, and of course, none of us made up the plan. We're going to go into broadcast on radio and then TV. We just kind of like backed into it. And the thing about that is to remember that whenever you're doing something and it's your calling, the energy is going to come and say, hey, it's going to lasso you and pull you along. And so that's the difference between what we're doing now as opposed to what Tamara and I tried to do back a little over a year ago, trying to get a show together, but we didn't have the energy behind us. We just didn't happen for us. So anyway, rather than being a pen pal and sending 3 and 4 replies back to people with their questions, because some people want to tell me more, I want to do a video for everyone and, just share with you, how it all came about and what we're doing. So we're really looking forward to it. If you know of someone that would like to be a guest on the show, either the Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, or if you got a good connection with a VIP, a celebrity, someone like that would like to be on the show for 1 hour on Thursday, or if you know of an unsung hero or someone that could really be valuable to the audience and be interesting, because it's all about infotainment and entertainment, just send me an email, jim@speakerspathway.com. That's speakers with an S, SPEAKERS, pathway.com, jim@speakerspathway.com. And please, if you send me an email, just don't send me an email that says, I want to be on your show. Okay, well, which one? Number one. And number two, I don't have time to, you may hear the grandfather clock in the back. We got to get it off of here. But I like clocks. Anyway, give me something, that's substantial. Tell me why you would be an asset to the audience, because that's what it's all about. Does that make sense? Because people don't tune in our radio show. We didn't have over 5 million downloads on our radio show because they wanted to hear how smart I was. Well, we could cover that in the first 15 minutes of the first show. But it's all about infotaining, and people want to hear, good infotainment and entertainment. So if you've got a good story and you want to be part of the show, please email me, jim@speakerspathway.com. If you have a connection with a celebrity that would like to be on there, share their message of hope and inspiration, and that the celebrity has an entire hour, let me know. Or if you know of an unsung hero that really, could be, hey, this person needs well, it's not going to be 15 minutes of fame. It's going to be 56 minutes of fame, because that's how long our broadcast is on the E360 TV. And again, our platform is StreamYard, and then we're connected to E360 TV, which interfaces with all those other places I told you, like Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, just on and on and on and on, all the way down, including your grandmother's TV and your mom's TV. They'll be sure to tune in when you're on there. So again, just let me know and give me some information, because I don't want to play pen pal back and forth, okay? Because I don't have time. I'm not that I'm trying to be, rude or short or anything. It's just that, I don't have time. Anyway, we'll talk soon. Thank you for viewing. We'll see you. Be sure and tune in. Bye-bye.